Hello and happy Friday. Well, what? 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 Sorry, what? Something? Where? Here? Here? Okay. Well, no, I thought actually it's Friday. It's the end of the week. And Friday, yes. A little bit of a pamper and a curry and a beer. So, pamper. I'm going to make the curry for you now. And a cold beer, so happy Friday. That's nice. I'm having the beer because it's a curry. Okay, so what are you doing this weekend? I noticed on Facebook I saw people are lighting fires now. You know, the nights are getting cooler. So very envious of all those people that have nice big open fires in their houses. Alright, so I'm going to set a fire in my heart and in my stomach tonight. I'm going to make a curry. I'm going to make a Thai red curry with prawns and mussels. Now, I know I'm on this kick of healthy food at the minute. And Thai red curry, Thai curries generally have coconut milk in. And coconut milk is filled with saturated fat. I know this. But you know what? It's all about having a balance. Just because you have a little issue that you're trying to correct, you can't go totally the other way. Well, I certainly can't. It's all about balance. Cheers. So a little bit of what you like does you good. Now, I've got two face masks in the house. One's a really harsh, dry, traditional one that sets after 20 minutes and you can't talk. But this one's a moisturising mask, so it's not going to go hard. So I've actually got more time to speak to you. Okay, so Thai red curry. So I've got these prawns today. Look at them, lovely big prawns. And I've actually taken the heads and the body off these. I left this one so you can see how big they are. Nice and juicy. Just going to finish doing this one. Now, the thing about prawns is, as you may or may not know, the way they eat and their intestinal tract. Now, this will either put you off or it won't. But prawns, they have this intestinal tract there in the middle. We've all got one. And the easiest way to do it is actually take the prawn, slice it down the back there, and that usually actually comes out in one good lump, like that. Okay, so we're going to get rid of that. And I'm going to wash that. You really wanted to see that, didn't you? To all my friends, especially the ones in Bristol, if you're watching, that's really, really made you definitely never want a prawn in your life. Anyway, so Friday night was traditional in England. It was traditional for fish and chips. But then you went out on a Friday night and you had a few drinks. And what did you do on the way home? You had a curry. So Friday night for me, curry night. So how am I going to do this? So my protein ingredients are the prawns and the mussels, and I've actually pre-cooked the mussels and got them open. Okay, so they're done. We've got an onion, some peppers, red and green, and some green beans. Monge 2 are great for this, but try and find a Monge 2 in Sidges, forget it. I've got coconut milk, which as I say is full of saturated fat, but it's a must for Thai curry. Coriander. I've got some fish sauce and limes to add right at the end. And of course my Thai red curry paste. So how do we go about this? Okay, well the first thing first is, got your pan, it's heating up nicely. Want to start frying the spice off. I'm going to fry that off with some onion. I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. DeMille. No? That was a fantastic show, by the way. I saw it so many times. And I saw it with Patti LuPone, I saw it with Elaine Paige, and I saw it with Betty Buckley. Saw it with someone else as well. Absolutely amazing. If you don't like musicals, you won't have a clue what I'm talking about. Sunset Boulevard, babe. Okay, so into that nice hot pan already sizzling. Now, if you've got some coconut oil, that would be really good, but I haven't. So I'm just going to use a little bit of olive oil, not a lot. It doesn't need a lot at all. Now while that's actually doing, I'm cutting the vegetables into small strips. They're going to cook fairly quickly and almost be bite-sized pieces. Now with the Thai curry, I don't like the vegetables to be all soft and squashy. It's a mushy. It's a nice fresh curry with the vegetables a little al dente in there. Remember those little tiny red and yellow peppers the other day? They would be ideal in this because they're so pretty. But I had this in the house anyway, and waste not, want not. It's all about the colour and the texture. That's enough peppers. Once the onions are starting to have a little bit of colour, I'm going to fry the spices. Now these lovely green beans, you don't need to cut them too much. I just sort of cut them like this. That's fine. Obviously take the top and tail off. As I say, the little mange tout, Rodney, mange tout, would be ideal. But trying to find that here is not impossible. If you're in the business, you can get them from suppliers, but normal shops, I've never seen them in a normal shop here. Never, ever, ever. Okay. But mange tout Rodney says, like, don't look now, Rodney, play it cool, play it cool. Only Fools and Horses was amazing. I can't get it on Netflix though, at all. Okay, so the onions are browning there now, so I'm going to put my lovely Thai red paste in there. Now, Thai red paste it's quite a hot one, so be careful. So I've got like that much paste. Probably want a bit more actually. There we go. Now I want that to fry with the onions. I want it to start releasing that lovely, oh my god, that is so gorgeous. So how many of you at home put a face mask on and cook? I bet you do. When you think no one's watching you. That, oh my god, that smells absolute heaven. Right, so I'm going to add the coconut milk. Change my metal spoon. So I'm now going to infuse that coconut milk with all those lovely Thai red spices. I'm going to bring that back to temperature. Oh my. So I'm going to let that come back to temperature, then I'm going to add the vegetables and the prawns. The mussels will go in right at the last minute because they are cooked. The prawn's not cooked. And also, the prawns, when you actually take everything off and then you open the back to pull out the intestine, it actually butterflies the prawn. So as it cooks, the actual prawn opens and it looks really pretty. Now then, if you're interested, don't throw away things like the prawn heads and bodies, because if you actually keep them and over a long period of time you dry roast them on a very low temperature, like what I'm doing, the shells and the heads goes really, really crunchy. And then when it's really dry, you can powder that down in a blender or a pestle and mortar. Okay, you don't want that to boil. Want a bit more coconut milk. You can actually powder the shells and the heads and everything down, because that's actually got so much flavour. Now I'm going to do that because one day next week I'm going to make fish and chips. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to bread the fish, and I'm going to put some of that powdered prawn head and body skeleton into the breadcrumb, and that's going to give it so much flavour. Don't go using all the animal, all of it. It's good for nature. You know, good flavour doesn't come in an Essence bottle marked prawn of essence of prawn. You can make it yourself from the actual natural ingredients. Very true. Yummy. Okay, so into that I'm going to put my vegetables. And I made a tomato and avocado sandwich for my brunch, and I had a bit of tomato left over. So waste not, want not. That's going in. And from my other recipe I had the other day, I had some other little cherry tomatoes, so I've oven roasted those again, and they're going to go in at the last minute, because you remember it's all about different textures and different flavours, and this is going to just add a lovely rich extra dimension. It's actually hard not to lick my fingers when I'm doing this. When I'm on my own I lick my fingers. Right, bring that back to temperature. Now what you haven't seen is I've made some rice. It's whole meal, whole grain rice, because I don't want to eat white rice at the moment. With this, coconut rice would be ideal. It'd be so beautiful, lovely jasmine coconut rice. Oh, heavenly. But I'm staying away from white rice because it's not good for cholesterol. So I've got whole grain rice there for me, which I've seasoned with a little stock just to give it some nice flavour. I'm going to also squat it with some lemon juice. Well, actually, I've got lime for the curry. I'll squat it with some lime juice when I serve it, so it gets a lovely citrus flavour. Am I dry yet? Am I dry yet? See, the good thing about these masks is, so the other one, it really, really dries and really sucks out the impurities. It goes rock hard. This one is a nourishing mask, and I'm not going to do a product demo for you now because I'm not even going to show you the tube. If you're interested, you can send me a message and ask me. This one's a nourishing mask, and it's heavily scented with jasmine, which is wafting all around my nose above the Thai red curries at the minute. Thai curry flavours. It's unbelievable. You're going to do this next Friday now, aren't you? I've actually got friends who have little pamper nights, and they get out all their little bits and they get the bathrobes on and do the little pamper sessions with the masks and the cleansing and everything. Bottle of wine, fabulous. Make an event out of looking after yourself. Why not? Okay, so that's going to come to temperature. Now I want the vegetables to cook a little bit, but not a lot. Now normally I would walk away and just leave that to simmer for a while, but I'm here talking to you. Thai red curry. Green's the hottest. Again, I don't want to boil. Then there's red. Now I love red because it's hot, it's spicy, but it's got so much flavour. I don't know if you're picking up that lovely red colour there. No. It's got so much flavour. And then there's I've got another one, the yellow Thai paste, which I'll do over the weekend. And I've actually got some huera, so soya huera. It's actually fashioned into what looks like chicken. I'll show you when I do the video. It looks like shredded chicken pieces. But I came across it the first time around in lockdown early this year, and it's nice. It's in a packet. You probably get 2 servings, enough for 2 people out of it. For a salad, it's good on salads, cold as well. And in the curry it'll be great. Oh, that's got my sinuses going. Ooh. But I'm going to do that in the yellow paste tomorrow, with a few more vegetables and things. I was actually looking for lemongrass, because lemongrass goes so beautifully in Thai curry. Can you find lemongrass? Monge 2, lemongrass? No. Do you think this colour suits me? Yeah. Oh. I've just gone and wiped and got all over my fingers, so just take that off. Right, so that's actually come back to a bubble and I've turned it down. I'm going to put the prawns in now. Now while that's actually doing, I'm going to chop the coriander, because you've got to have coriander with Thai curry. Oh yes. Lots of people actually don't like it. I don't get that, but that's fine. Oh, someone said to me the other day, when you're chopping your parsley and chopping your coriander, can I just put it in a blender? Yeah, don't do that. Because what you're going to end up with is a green mush, not a chopped herb. Which is great, by the way, if you were making a ceviche or something like that, the actual ceviche, because you do want the stalks of the herbs and the green leaves all to go into that lovely acidic juice. Now these prawns are already opening up. Just going to get that a bit of taste. Now then, there are different varieties of Thai curry pastes out there, and there's a lot of them that are excellent. I've actually got this one. It's really, really good. And you saw how much I put in there. It was like 1.5 sausage fingers worth. And that's got a lovely warmth, full of flavour to it. That's coming along nicely. I'm going to add these tomatoes. And then basically we're nearly there. The only thing that we have left to add, when the prawns are almost ready, I'm going to put the mussels in there to soak in the sauce. I'm going to put some coriander in there. I'm going to give some good slugs of fish sauce and a good squeeze of fresh lime. That is actually smelling and looking beautiful. Now, if you saw me the other day, I was making ratatouille. I had some aubergine left over. It was sitting in the fridge just looking at me going, use me, use me, use me. And I was going to put it in the curry. So what I actually did, it's a funny story this, what I actually did, I actually cut the rounds, if you remember, salt them first and get them all to drain the moisture out, then rinse them and then fry them. Now, I fried them, and just as I was finishing frying, I added a tiny little bit of garlic butter. And then I tried one. And so far, they're not going in the curry. They are so beautiful. Pan-fried aubergines with a hint of garlic butter right at the last minute. Wow. Can you tell I like food? Somebody said to me the other day, if I have a dinner party at my house, will you come and cook for us? And I said, yeah. If you're in Sidges. Unless you want to pay for me to fly to England or wherever, that's fine. So, I've put something out on my Facebook already, because I do this every night for me. So if you want, because we're in lockdown here now in Sidges, so there's no restaurants or anything open, bars, nothing. In fact, we were at the supermarket earlier, and it was packed because people are obviously buying lots of stuff to make at home. But here's the thing: what if you A, can't cook, or don't like cooking, or can't be asked to cook? I shouldn't have said that word. Asked. Say it again. Asked. So here's the thing: if you've got family or friends, and you want a little soiree, a lunch, or a dinner, and you don't want to do it yourself, give me a shout. We can plan a menu. I'll come and cook and serve it for you. How about that? Okay. Those prawns are absolutely looking amazing. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to put the mussels in. That one's not open, so I'm not using that. I'm just taking for granted you all know how to cook mussels. No? Message my friend Wayne in Shepton, he'll tell you he loves them. It's another one that's not open, not having that one. Years ago, when I lived in London, I used to go to a place called Belgo's. Beer and mussels. And it was in Covent Garden. And it's a Belgian beer and mussel restaurant. We used to go there, I think it was a Friday as well. And they had a huge menu of all different beers. From light beers, dark beers, heavy beers, fruit beers, chocolate beers, sweet beers, this beer, that beer, whatever. All coming out in different funny shaped glasses and contraptions. And they had a mussel menu and French fries. They had other things, but people were generally went there for the mussels. And you bought a kilo of mussels, that was it. It was a kilo of mussels. And then you chose how you wanted them cooked. Natural or with the Provençal sauce or Thai sauce. And it was the first time I'd actually had mussels with the Thai sauce. That's why I put them in here tonight. So yeah, Belgo's. That's a blast from the past. There are things I miss about England. There are things, yeah, when I really think about them, because there were so many good times. Certainly none of this lockdown and being careful of viruses and masks If we'd have only known then what we're going to go through now, my word. Now, normally I'd put the glass cloche on the top of the wok, but I dropped it and smashed it. So I haven't got a top for it, because that steam will just help infuse the flavours. I'm also going to put some coriander in there now. Can you see that? So I'm going to leave you with the fact that that's nearly ready. I'm nearly ready for another beer. My rice is cooked. Almost forgot. I'm going to add my little fish sauce. Not too much, because it's quite strong. And my lamb juice. I don't know how you squeeze limes, but I just do that and then squeeze it around the fork. It's really easy. I'm going to squeeze some over the rice. There we go, and that's me done. So as always, I'll put a photo of this with the video, and I wish you a very, very happy weekend. And here's the next video. That's 26 minutes. So you can make a curry so quickly. You're very good health. Take care. Love you lots.